Hey, Krabby here. So somebody asked if I could do a video just explaining what's going on during my jams, what's doing what, maybe explaining what all the different bits of kit are and how it works. So yeah, anyway, I had a shot at doing this last night and I was really knackered, tired, and it was just a mess. So I'm gonna try and do it again, have a little bit more order in my brain as I do it. So yeah, I'm just gonna start off first up with the MMT-8 sequencer. So that's kind of the brains of the operation. And what I'll do is I'll program in MIDI data into the 8 tracks of the sequencer, and the 8 tracks will be going to different instruments, synths, samplers, drum machine. Uh, and what I'm using at the moment to program into the MMT-8 is the BeatStep Pro. Yeah, pretty handy for programming beats. Not so great for you can use those pads as kind of keyboardy type things, but it's a bit sucky. You're not going to be knocking out any Beethoven or Chopin on it. But it's okay. Yeah, it's handy for doing breakbeats, I have to say. I'm liking that. So then here is a synth. That's the Dave Smith Instruments Evolver, and it's a really great synth. Very versatile, kind of analog digital hybrid, and it's got loads of modulation possibilities. At the moment, what I'm doing is I'm running another synth through it, which is, if you see down here, this here is a Korg X5DR, and I'm actually making a video about it. It's an interesting synth. Kind of looks like a car stereo. It's a half rack version of a full size synth that Korg brought out kind of mid 90s, I think 96 or something. I really like it. It's got those kind of Korg M1 sounds and loads of others, and it's 8-part multi timbrel, which is great. So it's great for using with the different tracks on the MMT-8. So at the moment, basically, I have this coming in to the back of the Evolver, as you can see there, because I want to use the filter and the there's a bit of overdrive and delays off of the Evolver. So I'm kind of basically using it as a processor. And then that's coming in here to my mixer, just a small little 10-channel mixer. And then next up, I'm working on a jungle tune at the moment, so I'm using the Zoom sample track, which is a sampler. Nice sampler. It's quite sought after now. Actually, it's kind of funny the way they've become quite popular. See, the prices for these are getting stupid. I bought this, I don't know, back 2010 or something, for like £60 in the UK. And now they're going for like $300 or something crazy. Yeah, it's a nice sampler. It's great for beats. It's really, yeah, I just use it as a drum sampler basically. And it's got this real nice crunchy dirty sound to it. It's just really solid sounding. Also has an onboard sequencer, so you can actually write little tunes on it. Unfortunately, the sequencer, for some reason, it doesn't sync up over MIDI at all. It'll get it out of time really, really quickly. So that's kind of a bummer. But I've actually written whole tunes on this, believe it or not, and just recorded the tracks in one by one, layered up the tracks in a DAW or whatever. Yeah, it's a great thing, you know. It's got some nice kind of dirty effects on it as well. Yeah, really like it. Then next up I have an M-Bass 1, which I am using as a basically as a kind of a bass. Don't know if that'll pick up on the camera. Yeah, just for that kind of kicky jungle bass, kind of early mid 90s kind of jungle bass. Obviously, it's just a bass drum module, so you can get those nice gonna get any kick out of it, 808 type kicks or 909 or anywhere in between, or just for a bass. Yeah, really nice. It's obviously it's all analog. Really nice low end off of it. Yeah, great little bit of kit to have. Great for sampling as well. Then next up I have the Neutron here, which is yeah, mono synth with lovely. Don't know what to say about it. Just a ton of knobs. And it's semi-modular, which is great. Just do so much with it. And like with the Evolver, what I'm doing at the moment is I have this little sampler here, which is a Yamaha SU10 sampler. Another great little sampler from the 90s, from Yamaha. And yeah, it's literally, it's like the size smaller than a video cassette, if anyone remembers what they were. But yeah, great little sampler, really gritty, lo-fi type thing. Got a lot of functionality on it actually. It's velocity sensitive, and it's got all kinds of looping options, and it's got some effects as well. Yeah, great little bit of kit, you know. So I just have some vocal samples coming out of that at the moment. So so what I'm doing is I'm running the samples through the Neutron here again, just using the filter and the delay and the overdrive on it, just to spice it up a bit. So that's what's going on. So at the moment on track 1 I have my A main break. On track 2 then I've got that, I think that's a Sesame. Sesame, I think. Then track 3 is the bass. Track 4 then is the SU10. So that's my vocal samples there. That nice analog delay off of the Neutron. Then the rest, the next 3 tracks are all coming from the Korg X5DR. Because it's multi-timbre, I can have 3 different voices going, or 3 different pads, or whatever you want to call it. So I've got this kind of atmosphere-y kind of a one on track 7. Got this nice kind of a dreamy pad. Not sure if the camera will pick this up. And then I've got this kind of little arpeggiated keys. Just for that kind of And that's basically it then. So when I'm jamming, what I'm doing is just really, I will have a couple of different patterns programmed into the MMT-8. Might have 3 or 4 or even just 2, depends really. This one here, I think I've got 3 different patterns. Yeah, so I've got three different patterns that I'll kind of cycle through, but cutting tracks out and cutting other tracks in, adding effects or whatever, just to kind of change it up. So just with three patterns, you can really kind of change it a lot, where it sounds a lot more than what it is when you're chopping and changing on the fly. Um, and that's it. It's just a hell of a lot of fun. Great sequencer to work with. It's really simple. Kind of deceptively, like you can actually do a lot more with it than meets the eye, but on a basic level, it's just really easy to use live. Yeah, and it's very rarely anything goes wrong with it. It's rock solid. Um, it came out late 80s, I think. I've got two of these, and yeah, they're great. Not a lot of memory on them. You run out of memory pretty quick, especially if you're programming in a lot of breakbeats and stuff. So I think I can't remember, it's like 26,000 MIDI events. So that's notes, controllers, pitch bends, everything counts as an event. So you have to kind of keep an eye on that when you're programming stuff in. But it's just about enough for a decent live set, for like an hour or longer live set. I've found, obviously depending on the type of music you're doing as well. It's nice as well if you have synths like the Evolver, and which has an onboard sequencer on it as well. You can kind of offload some of the sequencing work onto other synths, or if you got like a Zox box or a whatever 303 clone you're using. Yeah, you can kind of offload some of the data or whatever count, so that leaves up more space for your beats and stuff on the MMT-8. So that's it. I'm talking for 13 minutes, so I'll leave it at that. But what I'm going to do is, yeah, I'm going to jam this tune out, and I'll put it up. I'll edit it onto the end of this bit here, and yeah, you'll see how it all sounds then. Cheers.
down into the body.